What's going on, my friends? This is Cam Hilliard from Miller's RV in Baton Rouge. And I don't even know if you can see this behind me because it's so small, but today I wanted to show you a revisited tour of the 2025 Winnebago Solis Pocket 36A. All right guys, so before we get started, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to turn on post notifications so you can get an update every time we post something super fun just like this. So you might have seen our older video on the Solis Pocket. Some things have changed, some things have stayed the same, but I wanted to revisit to show you some of the differences. And even, forget the differences. I just want to show you this again because this is a really cool van. It could just be perfect for you. All right guys, so in the front, I'm going to show you some of the things that are different. So from the last video that we did, I can't remember if it was the early 23 model or a late 22 model, but you will have upgraded headlights here. So this looks a lot more automotive. It doesn't just look like your regular basic delivery van. And that's what you'll have on really all the newer Winnebagos that are on the ProMaster chassis. Well, I say really, literally all of them. So it's a lot better looking. It does come with an added price increase. That part we hate to see, but I really like the look of it. Also, you're going to have wheels that are actually real wheels. They're not hubcaps. They're real solid metal wheels. If I had to guess aluminum, I don't know that for sure. Let me know in the comments if you know the answer to that. But really good looking wheels. I like that they're blacked out too. What we actually did whenever we would first get in the Solis Pocket, we would take off the hubcaps. Actually, I think we would order new hubcaps, paint them black, and then stick them on there just because it looks a lot better. It kind of just makes the whole van just look a lot cleaner. So those are gonna be the main differences on the exterior. Now, overall length of this thing is less than 18 feet, guys. It's 17, I think 17 and a half, 17.8. So what are the benefits of that? Well, that's simple. You can park it in any old regular parking spot. It's super easy to drive. Again, you can see that it's tight. So if you have, a Yukon or something like that, your Yukon is probably longer than this. So it's very, very compact, but you still have all the added features of a kitchen, of a bed. You've even got a little porta toilet, not a cassette toilet, more like a porta toilet, so it's a little bit different there, but you still have everything you need to make this a camper. So let's go ahead and jump inside. Keep in mind, it is gonna be tight, but I think this has some features that could be perfect just for you. All right guys, so we're down the side of the van. Now you can get a good profile shot of how compact this actually is. Now any B van is known for being compact. Like your full size, your Travados are gonna be 21 foot. The full size Solis will be 21 feet. So, they are known for being compact. That's why you get a van, but this is even more so, absolutely. So, if you recognize this step is awesome. This is a really solid, sturdy step. I love that, makes it easy to get in and out of. Also, they put the Winnebago Flying W emblem all on it as kind of like a grip tape, so I really like that. And then you have these two little clips here. You guys have probably seen me talk about this before, but those are, I don't know the specific term for them, but they're made for your pets. So you can put a leash here, attach that, and you can hang out in your little camping area, and you don't have to worry about your animals running away. Now, one thing to note, if you're familiar with the Solis product, you know that none of the Solis come with awnings. That's okay. The reason being is because you have the option for your 59P or your PX to get a pop top. So because of that, no awning. You could add a type of awning. If you did, I'd probably add a manual awning to this. I think that'd be the simplest installation and most cost effective, but you probably could find a way to do an electric also. Or we actually have something that we started carrying that's kind of like an easy up, but it's kind of ironic. It's a lot easier to put up and it's a lot lighter weight. So we actually started carrying that specifically for our Solis customers. So that's a great product too. So keep that in mind. You don't have an awning on, but you can make it work in other ways. So you have your van door here. I always like to point out this upgrade, especially on the smaller vans. So they do make tons of mods for really any van, but one of my favorite is going to be, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's the stop that goes here so your van door doesn't have to open all the way. When you do that, you can make it where the door stops here. You don't have to worry about it closing on you. It stops there so you're not fully opening and closing every time. It just makes it a lot more convenient. If not, you're gonna open it to here. Now, when you do that, you might recognize this table. So this is a wonderful idea from Winnebago. So this is a table that's attached to a cable, easy to remember. So you can adjust this to different levels. So depending on where you're parked, whether you're level or not, or if you're parked at an angle, you can always adjust this table to make it where your prep surface for food is nice and easy, even and easy to work with. And then when you're done, you just fold it up nice and easy. Now I want to bring you in a little bit closer here to show you this screen door, because it's one that it's kind of a trait, or kind of like a staple for a lot of these Winnebago vans that I think is fantastic. All right guys, so I hope you can see this now. This is the screen door that I mentioned. I absolutely love this. Sorry if I look like a goofball with my sleeves ruffled. It's mid-September, but it's a good temperature. It's 85, and that might be good where you're at. But we have like 98% humidity, not an exaggeration, so it's hot today, even though it is September. So we don't get to use this screen door a ton this time of year, but when it gets a little bit cooler, we will, or other places you'll get to use this a lot. So your screen door is rolled up here, and then you just zip it down. Now this is where it gets really cool. So instead of having to worry about unzipping it, or like some of your other manufacturers will have the screen doors that they go with like a little clasp, and that's kind of cumbersome too. But with this, you've just got a magnet. So I go in, look at that. I mean, that's awesome. So bugs aren't gonna be, tracking you in, or very minimal if so. And this thing just, look at that. I mean, that is fantastic. I love, love, love this design. So let's jump inside now. As I mentioned, it's cozy, but it's really cool. All right guys, so we're inside the Solis Pocket 36A. We did a video, I don't know, probably close to a year ago on the 36B Solis Pocket. Check that one out if you haven't seen it, because that's the other configuration of this, which is really cool. And that one actually has the lithium battery pack upgrade. This one does not. So what does that mean? Because before we get into the features and stuff like that, I do want to touch on that. So this is targeted for the customer who, you're gonna do a lot of traveling. You may have 3 people with you, 2 and 1. You may have 3 people with you, but most of the places that you stay are gonna be one of 2 things, if not both, are probably in places where you don't need to run AC the whole time, like where it's a comfortable temperature to sleep without a rooftop AC or a dash AC or something like that. Basically where you're just using a fan. And this is a max air fan, so that is a big fan, so that would work if you're somewhere out Midwest where it's really comfortable this time of year. Or if you stay typically at campgrounds, or just typically places where you have power, then you can run your rooftop AC. If not, in the current setup, it doesn't have a generator and doesn't have any lithium batteries. So because of that, you're not able to run the rooftop AC. So keep that in mind. That doesn't mean that it isn't a great van. It just means that you got to pay attention to how you're using it, or you got to consider how you're using it before you decide on whether it's right or not. But you can accommodate 3 people, so that's really comfortable. And again, if you're staying at places with power, boom, you got the rooftop AC, you're good. If you're staying in places where you don't need a rooftop AC all the time, boom, you're good. You have the big fan. All right, so to jump into what this actually has, so I want to start with the left. So I mentioned that this can fold down to a bed. It's a little loose right now, so you see it swiveling forward, and it fell down. I didn't have that tightened down all the way, but that table is actually able to collapse and become your bed. Now it's a smaller bed. Tiny adult or probably a kid is probably going to be the best fit for that. But what I like about this little dinette area, you've got good storage. So you have a little cubby here with plugs, yep, with USB and 110 plugs. You've got storage here. Now I've got the table in the way, but you got storage that folds down there. Great for little books or what you have it. Another one over here. You got cup holders. Everybody likes cup holders, so that's great. And then above. So this is actually different on the 2025. So we had a couple vans here that unfortunately the cabinets peeled just because of, and that probably wasn't happening at too many other places, but because of our high humidity, the glue had kind of melted and some of these cabinets were peeling. This is a different material. It looks similar from appearance, but once you feel it, it's different. So I don't think that's gonna be an issue with these. I don't know what the difference is, but this is definitely not the same as what it was. Also, one thing that you'll notice that all the Solises used to have magnets on the ceiling that your cabinets would hold to. Kind of a cool idea. I liked it right at first until we had some usage with it, had some people use them, and then we started to see some of the issues. The magnets would pull out. They would kind of pull out some of the ceiling panels. So what Winnebago did, they listened to customer feedback. They changed the arm. So this actually has tension rods here that open and close, help you open and close, no problems, you see? And you don't have to worry about the magnet to the ceiling. So this is built to last. Also inside of here, you're gonna have 12 volt and 120 plugs. You also have a roof access port. So if you wanna add Starlink or any type of roof accessory, you can do that. And then on this side, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this side is just gonna be storage. And it's carpeted too. I don't really know what that does for you, but it looks clean, so I like that. Now to the right, we've got a sink here. Nice big sink, which is great because this is gonna be your main area for brushing your teeth, preparing food, washing dishes, all that good stuff. So good sized sink. The faucet does not pull down. I always like a faucet that pulls down. That's not really a deal breaker for me. I could always change that if it really bothered me. But it's good, so I'm still not busting my knuckles. It's a good sized sink. To the left of that, excuse me, you've got 2 burners here. So I've heard people talk about, oh, I want 3 burners. Personally, I only ever use 2, so this is perfect for me. They've got a built-in striker, so it just lights really nice and easy. You don't even have to worry about bringing a lighter. And then when you fold it down, you have extra countertop space there. Below that, you've got different drawers here. Good sized drawer there. The first one was a little bit smaller because of the sink. And then you've got a big one here, which would be ideal for a trash can. I also want to mention that your refrigerator's here. So you do have a 12-volt refrigerator. I love the location of that because it makes it, I forgot to show you when I was outside, but it makes it where when you're outside, you can reach in and get to the refrigerator without having to come inside and track anything in. Now, I love the flooring on this. This is kind of like a medical grade style flooring. So it's very, very easy to clean. It looks really cool and rugged. It checks that box, but also it's very durable. You can load this gear garage back up here with mountain bikes and stuff that's dirty, and then you can just clean it all out nice and easy. So I absolutely love that. But one thing that I mentioned with the gear garage, so instead of it always being open gear garage like this, you actually have a built-in gate here. So that's cool for a couple reasons. One, this is kind of like Molly panel style where you can attach different, or you can put different attachments on it. But also it worked great here for, like, I don't know why you would, but I guess like if you had, you know, maybe 2 dogs and one was being bad, you could put it over here and kind of keep them separate. I don't know, but you get creative with it. I know you guys are very creative, so you can do that. To the right, if you have seen the Solis before, you know how they like to do basically a live view of your fresh water tank. You still have that on this, same as the PX, same as the P. You've got a live view of the fresh water tank. So instead of having to guess, you know, oh, I've got 1/3, I've got 2/3, how much actually is that? You have a live view of it, so you can see how much water that you have left. So I love that because it's very usable. It's a very practical feature. A lot of times there are features that you wonder, like, how am I actually gonna use that? That's great. On the bottom of this, you're gonna have your, I'm forgetting what these are called, your ram tracks. So you have 4 ram tracks where you can tie down stuff to. Again, I mentioned mountain bikes, ice chests, you name it, you can put it back here with no problem. And then you're gonna have cubbies on either side as well that add to the storage. And then in the rear, you have a removable propane tank on this. So I like having that instead of a mounted propane tank, because especially for someone who's going to use this fan, it makes it very convenient because, again, you can park in any regular parking space where you can just pull it around, bring it into a hardware store, and then swap the propane tank. That's it. You don't have to worry about getting them to fill it up or any of that jazz that comes with it. To the right, you're gonna have 2 more storage compartments here. Again, these arms are so nice, so much better than the magnets that they used to use. But these are actually separated, which these were not. Okay, so this has a partition between, so you got 2 different people's stuff that you can put here with no problem. And then above me, we do have our air conditioner. So as I mentioned, you've got to have a power source to use this rooftop AC, whether it be, you know, bring along a generator, which could be a good idea just to throw in like a little cargo carrier on the rear. Bring a little small, you know, 2800 watt generator would be plenty. Or if instead, you know, you've got your plugged into shore power, that's going to be your AC there. So also the bed is here. You guys are probably wondering, man, what is this goofy thing? So this is your bed. It's kind of hard to see right now. We're gonna put some footage in here for you to see it. But what's great about it is there are cutouts on either side. So you can kind of see, look, you can see that. There's a cutout there, so it adds to the overall width of the van. If you've seen our other Solis videos or seen any videos on the Revels, it's the same concept. Where basically between the 2 sides, it gives an extra 4 or 5 inches of headroom, which makes a big deal if, you know, if you're someone who's like 6'2", 6'3", you're comfortable. You're not like smushed into a small van. So that's a big plus, I think makes a huge difference. This van is very compact, but it's very usable. It doesn't have a lot of wasted space, which if you have wasted space on a van that's less than 18 feet, I think you'd be in trouble. I mentioned earlier that you do have a toilet in this. So the toilet is not a cassette toilet. It's, like I said, it's a little porta-john here. So I guess technically you could call that a cassette. I really don't know the verbiage for that. It's literally a porta potty. So you still do have a toilet. If you want to use it, go for it. It might be, I I don't know, I guess it wouldn't be that bad. It's not gonna be a mountain toilet, but you still have everything you need, and you've got a van that blends into plain sight, and you can put it really wherever you want it. Now, you ask about the shower. So with the shower, you don't have an interior shower, but you have showers in the rear, or poles in the rear that can turn it to an exterior shower, which I can kind of show you how that works here in a bit. Now, before we jump to the shower, I wanna show you your monitor panel here. You do have the Truma system. You don't have a water heater on this, so you just have a furnace. So if you do take that shower, it's gonna be a bit of a cold plunge. But you're gonna have your furnace here, water pump controls, and then this just gives you your battery readout and your gray water, remember, because you can read your fresh water there. And then to the left is gonna be your solar controller here, and this is just gonna be a little toggle switch for the light, high and low. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little van. It's very compact, it's very simple, and most of all, it's very, very easy to drive. So I wanna flip around, speaking of the driving, I wanna flip around and show you some of the area in the dash. I didn't mention, but you'll see in a second that both of the captain chairs do swivel to add to extra seating, just in case like you don't wanna use the dinette, or let's say, the dinette's made down to a bed, you have that extra seating available for you. So let's check that out. All right guys, so we're in the front now. You can see I've only got one of the chairs swiveled. As I mentioned, they do both swivel, go either way, and it'll lock in place when I'm facing directly that way. But I wanted to stay mobile so I could show you a couple things. So you do have touchscreen radio here. You do have the digital rear view mirror, which is fantastic. It stays digital unless you want it as a manual, then you just flip the little lens down, or flip the little switch down there. With the touchscreen, you do have, you do have Apple CarPlay on this. I thought it used to be there, so the hookup is gonna be here instead, and they do have a little cigarette lighter plug as well there. Also, you're gonna have upgraded, so based off the last Solis Pocket video that we did, it looked just like a delivery van in this front area now. It looks a lot prettier now, the steering wheel looks a lot prettier, and the ride is also a lot better. I know it's something that's kind of hard to, well, it's impossible to tell over a video how well it rides, but I encourage you to go out and drive one, whether it's with us or someone more local to you. Also want to point out, you do have magnetic shades that will go in your side windows and your front window to help black everything out. And then I have all the shades for the, or I don't know if you call them shades or curtains. They're, I guess, blackout curtains. They're zip up curtains on all the windows in the exterior, even your sliding door, or in the interior, even your sliding door here has one. I had them all rolled down just to get a little bit better lighting, but that completely blacks out as well, and it makes it really nice and cozy, like a little cocoon in here. It's quite nice. Good cup holders. You've also got cup holder in your door, so 5 total, and then you've got a little area here to put your phone, or you have it. You can put whatever you want up there. All in all, I like this cab area. It's pretty cozy. I think with the overall length being only, and they've got it right there, actually 17 feet 10, so still right under 18 feet. I think with the overall length being that small, it just makes it so easy to drive and so easy to park. All right, so before we wrap up, I want to show you the exterior shower. I'm going to just put together the rod so you can see what it does. Again, you're going to be doing it with cold water, but you can still do it, so let's check it out. Alrighty, it is bright, guys. Okay, so to show you this, and actually while I'm here, I do want to show you your propane bottle that's there. That's kind of, I was mentioning, it's funny, it's got its own little seat belt to keep it nice and secure. I've got it unbuckled right now, but yeah, you've got that there. And then you can get actually a good shot of all the compartments that you have here. So you've got a good bit of storage. I say that, with the little caveat, it is a really small van. Vans, even if you find, one of the full 177 Mercedes vans, the storage is still not great. Vans are not known for storage. It's not why you're getting it, but it's very convenient and easy to use, fun to drive. So with this area here, so you've got a lot of little knobs back here. You've got freshwater drains, freshwater fills, a water pump switch, external solar hookups, 110 plugs, 12 volts. But why am I showing you all this? Well, this is where you hook your hose to, or hook the sprayer to rather. You hook a nozzle to here. Again, it's only cold water, so you're not gonna have a hot water shower. But again, if you're staying somewhere like a campground or even a Harvest Host where they allow you to use the shower, then rock and roll. But how you're gonna put together your shower, so you're gonna take this, and you're gonna take this, and you'll put them together just like that. You're gonna slip this little pin through, and then there's a curtain. Tell you the truth, I saw it in there somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is, but the curtain goes right here, and then hey, you've got a perfect little shower, nice and easy. Now, If you want really easy loading, like whenever you're loading this up, as I mentioned, if you put like a mountain bike or something like that, this is plenty wide to get it through, but for some reason you want it more, you can always just open it that much. It's again, guys, remember, it is a glorified delivery van, so you can do a lot with it. But remember how we had that screen, that bug screen that was on the sliding door? You've got a similar screen here, only difference is it's not gonna be magnetic. So it's just a big screen that comes down. I can show you, it's very simple. Oops. So this screen is made out of the same material. It's a nice mesh material, but it just does not have that magnetic clasp in the middle. There we go, nice and easy. So even if you wanted like that open when you did the shower, that worked great. So guys, this is the Solis Pocket 36A. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. If there are any suggestions too, like I said, Winnebago listens to their customers. We've got great relationships with our Winnebago reps, so we can actually suggest things. And again, they listen. So don't think your opinion doesn't matter. We'd love to hear it. If you have any suggestions, let us know. If you got any questions about pricing or current availability, even if it's on another motorhome that we have or a trailer, check the link down below. We'll put a link to all our inventory with current pricing and availability. And guys, we always appreciate you stopping by. As always, enjoy the journey.